Well, here we are again. Gluttons for punishment. It is Dave Rothenberg's Giants obsession, and the Giants lose, and they didn't just lose. They got their heads handed to them in Philadelphia. This game was 7-0 Eagles, 7-7, and from that moment on, Philadelphia took it to the Giants. I mean, here's the thing, guys. It's bad enough that the Giants lost this game. I think it's pretty obvious we can't have nice things, right? All the nice pieces. It's like you live in a beautiful home, and you walk into the home and you bash the china right off the side table. I mean, Malik Neighbors out, Cam Scatterboot today out, and these are not just like I wonder. No, by the time they go to commercial, these guys are out for the season. So Scatterboot, simple little pass over the middle, ankle goes under him. They wouldn't. You know how bad it was? They wouldn't even show it to you again. They're like, trust us, it was bad. We don't want you to see this again. But in typical Cam Scatterboot fashion, he daps everyone up as he's leaving and, no sign of even pain, which is remarkable. But, I mean, this is what it is. They're 2-6. They're a bad football team. I've told you they're not a very good football team. And here we are again with another, meaningless final 9 games of the season. I guess you want to see what Jackson Dart develops into, but it's almost to the point where even if Dart kind of stagnates in his growth moving forward, like what is he supposed to do? The offensive line I thought was okay today, but he's without his number one receiver, and they really only had one receiver that you looked at and you said is really good. He's now without his star running back for the rest of the season. And I know that Tyrone Tracy is a running back, but my God, I mean, the amount of injuries this team suffers is just the secondary was like amateurish back there today. I mean, Noah Debo, Deontay Banks was a first-round pick, for God's sakes. So here we go again. You look at some of the numbers, and I've heard a lot of people complaining about the officials, and I get it. It's fine. You want to complain about the officials. That's a fumble. We'll get to this a little bit later. I mean, this tush push, if you haven't seen enough of this stupid thing, that's a fumble. All right, his forward progress wasn't stopped. They didn't blow the whistle because they played it back with sound, and the whistle was blown after the ball was recovered by Kayvon Thibodeau. So that's an awful call. The pass interference call is an awful call, but I want you to listen to me and listen to me closely and clearly right now. The Giants did not lose that game because the officials. If you're going to take that argument into your workplace tomorrow or your group chat tomorrow or tonight, that's just a bad look for you. The Giants were dominated in this game. They were absolutely dominated from beginning to end in this game. Dallas Goedert, I mean, you could the story writes itself. 2 touchdowns for him. Jalen Hurts were 4, right? I mean, Philadelphia ran for 276 yards. You'd almost think it was Nebraska in the 1970s with Turner Gill as their quarterback. NFL teams don't rush for 276 yards. That doesn't happen. And Jalen Hurts throws for 4 touchdowns. And the Giants lose a convincing game. And not only do they lose a convincing game, their defense got shredded. Absolutely shredded. And the only reason that you want to watch the rest of these games is really for 2 reasons. Is for Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterboot. And now you don't have one of them. So there were 3 of them to start, right? I can't wait to see Dart. I can't wait to see Scatterboot. I can't wait to see Neighbors. Neighbors gone. Scatterboot gone. Dart still here for the moment. But keep taking hits like that, kid, and you won't be here for long. And by the way, and I know I'm kind of a stream of consciousness. I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere. But it's right after the game. This is what you're going to get. The Giants are down 38-13. And Brian Dable is running like keepers for Jackson Dart. That's what we're doing? Really? Come on. I mean, if you want to play him, fine, down in that kind of a situation, down by 25 points. But you need him to take that kind of punishment. It's just stupid. It's just stupid. So here we are again. And then you look at the upcoming schedule, and it's brutal. It's the Niners, it's the Bears, it's the Packers, it's the Lions. You got the Cowboys again. You got the Commanders again. 4 wins maybe, guys. 4 wins maybe. So, I mean, my son was laughing at me today, sitting next to me. I'm on the computer looking around. He goes, "You're already there? What do you mean? You're already looking at Tankathon?" Yeah, I'm already looking at Tankathon. What am I supposed to do? Be excited about the final 9 games of the season? I want to see where we are. And then I have this thought, and like, this is where I am 8 games into the season again. Well, if we wind up with a top 5 pick and there's a team that really needs a quarterback. Now we can make a trade with them, and we trade back to 7 or 8. We stockpile picks, but that's where you are again. Giants fans. I thought Dart looked pretty good. I mean, he threw a couple of really nice footballs. The one touchdown that was called back, I can't believe they called it back. I think it should have been a touchdown. Not that the Giants would have won that game, but, it should have been a touchdown. And now it's all on Dart. I mean, Andrew Thomas plays at a very, very high level, but this is a kid that is going to put everything on his shoulders and do everything within his power to try and win, which I get and I respect. But how long can it last for until he goes down? So it is very disturbing. On the super chat, we'd love you guys to get involved with that tonight. Andrew wants to know if you were ownership, fire the coach and GM, one or the other. If so, which one, or neither? What's your call? So I've said recently, and I'm trying to grow up a little bit, and you can leave his question up for a second. You can leave his question up and be a little bit mature, which I'm typically not. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do like Giants lose to the Eagles, get rid of everybody. Giants beat the Niners, keep everybody. I think I really want to try to wait till the end of the season and look at it at the macro level and not just weekend. Get rid of them, keep them, fire one, get rid of this one, fire this. No, I don't want to do it. So you're 2-6. It certainly doesn't look great, but I'm going to reserve judgment. I'm going to let them play out the rest of the season, and then we will have that conversation. Now, I will tell you that in my mind, Shane is safer than Dable, but I don't think that's by a wide margin. I don't. And I think they need to win games. And what worries me a little bit now is that this regime looks at this and says, all right, we have to win games. And they do something that's stupid and mortgage like a piece of the future to bring in a Chris Olave or a Jalen Waddle or a Jacoby Myers. I want to be very leery about that. That gets me very, very concerned. But I mean, you look at the upcoming schedule and you have 2 wins now. And how many more of these games? You're home to San Francisco, who's desperately going to need to win that football game. And by the way, the defense and the tackling, I mean, I know that a lot of the conversation is going to be on that awful non-fumble call when it was 7-7 and Thibodeau ripped it away and it should have been Giants football. And it's going to be about officiating and the touchdown call back from Darius Slayton. The Giants have nobody to blame but themselves. Nobody. All right, when you allowed the opposition to go up and down the field, when you allow them to convert a 2nd and 31 on the ground, I mean, shame on you. Not shame on the officials. Not shame on, the fans. Shame on you. Shame on your coaching staff. Shane Bowen, I feels like it's getting hotter under his seat. But you tell me, what's a win? San Francisco, that a win? No. Stop me at the win. Chicago, win? No. In Chicago, by the way. Home to Green Bay, win? No. Not that they can't, but they probably won't. At Detroit, no. At New England, no. Home to Washington, probably not. Home to Minnesota, possibly, depending where they are. At the Raiders, maybe, possibly. And home to Dallas. So we're 2 now. What do you think? 3, 4, maybe 5? I mean, maybe. If things go well in the final 9 games, maybe you get to 5. But this is what the Giants are. And I mean, to talk about snake bit with injuries, too. I mean, it's unbelievable. That's like, oh, we just found this guy on the street. Now he's starting at cornerback. Now he's starting at safety. No Holland. No Adebo. How do you get involved? We want you involved, even though we're upset with the result and the performance. I think we're going to get a lot of that moving down the second half of the season now. On Twitter, of course, we're at DRNYGO. We do a Twitter Friday special where any comments, questions that you have during the course of the week, we revert back to the best ones we've seen. Instagram at DR Giants Obsession. Same with TikTok. I told you about Twitter, Spotify, Dave Rothenberg's Giants Obsession on YouTube. This is the moneymaker, as they say in the biz. That's how you get involved on YouTube. Like us, subscribe. Like I told you this week, only 30% of people that watch subscribe. So if you do that, that would help. We're at 2,523 right now. And we have another member, which is DePool 2017. So that's where we are. Questions, comments, welcome them right now. 38-20 is your final score. That's about what it felt like. It felt like that the Eagles were about a 2 to 3 touchdown better team than the Giants were today. And quite honestly, I don't know how you come out of this game and have a whole heck of a lot of hope surrounding this team. I mean, the very few pieces that you were excited about, you lose. Scadaboo out for the season. You have one wide receiver who's worth anything, and that's Wan'Dale Robinson. It's funny, Darius Slayton played in this game today, and you almost didn't know he played in this game. Like, he was so hush quiet that you didn't even know he played in the game until he had the offensive pass interference. And you're like, oh, that's right. Therein lies Darius Slayton. So I think they did a couple nice things offensively. I thought the defense was a train wreck today. They got to Jalen Hurts 4 times, but I mean, he threw for 4 touchdowns. Saquon obliterated you. Tank Bigsby obliterated you. Will Shipley obliterated you. It's nice to see Graham Gano back and making some kicks, and that feels like it's a week late. But you know what? This is what bad teams do. So I don't find it to be remarkable whatsoever. Bill 24-41. Daniel Jones 7-1, though. Lateral wins counts. I don't know what that means. I understand Daniel Jones 7-1. Lateral wins counts. I don't really. Are you saying I should take solace and enjoyment because Indianapolis won? No, I don't take any. And by the way, for all you people that are like Daniel Jones and you like to rub that in and that's really exciting and wonderful for you, do you think the Giants would be better than 2-6 with Daniel Jones at quarterback? Look who Jonathan Taylor scores touchdowns for sport now. They scored 3 more today. I think he has 13 on the year. He's got the best young tight end in all of football in Tyler Warren. Michael Pittman is a stud. Alec Pierce is terrific. Offensive line is excellent. Defense is excellent. Coaching is excellent. So I think you could take and I think Jones has been really good. But I think you could take a lot of quarterbacks, put them in that position, and they'd be 6-2 or 7-1. How many quarterbacks would be better than where the Giants are right now? I mean, really. I mean, you look at it being bereft of weapons offensively. It's unbelievable. Ethan Menon, the stream just went down with an injury. That's exactly right. That we can't have I can't have nice things. That's the problem. That's the life we're living right now. Is it the Giants? It's remarkable, isn't it? Like anytime you get excited about something, oh, I can't wait. Now we have this stud receiver and he's going to get to watch him play with the young stud quarterback and how exciting that is and think about what we're doing and direction we're heading in. Gone. Well, at least they have the quarterback and the running back, and at least they look at those as the duo of the future. Gone. So now you have 9 games of a quarterback, and I mean, on one finger, you can count the amount of weapons that you look at, and you're like, all right, that's a real weapon, right? And that's, I guess, Wan'Dale Robinson, but that's pretty much it. But this was not a competitive football game. It wasn't. The Giants were blown out of this game. If Philadelphia made a statement early, and the Giants were down 14-10, and there's nothing they could do to find their way back into the game. And for God's sakes, when you watch a play run, and it starts up the middle and bounces to the outside, does anyone keep containment? I mean, anybody? Does a corner come up and keep containment? Because I know Kayvon Thibodeau is not for keeping containment. Anybody flush it back inside where they're not going to pick up 15 yards every single time? I mean, listen to these numbers for Philadelphia and their rushing offense. They had 2 guys go for over 100 yards. 2 go for over 100 yards on the ground. I mean, Jalen Hurts, and I stand by it, I still don't think is great, threw the ball 20 times. When you can accumulate 276 yards on the ground, you're damn right you should be able to throw the football a little bit around. So Barkley goes 14 for 150, and God knows what that would have been if it didn't injure his groin. Bigsby goes 9 for 104. Bigsby averaged 11-plus yards a carry. Hurts goes 4 for 22. Shipley goes 3 for 2. And there you have it. They had 2 guys average over 10 yards a carry. You say, well, how many carries did they get? 23 carries for 254 yards from 2 guys. And there was a play, and I made mention of it moments ago, a 2nd and 31. I think Brian Burns had a massive sack, and Philly was like punting on the rest of the series. All right, we'll run it a couple times. We'll punt it away. They won't be able to score, and they picked up 31-plus on a 2nd and 31. What are you supposed to do about that? Like, how as a fan do you sit here? How is someone that has an obsession that does this 4 times a week? How am I supposed to sit here and deal with allowing a 2nd and 31 on a giveaway play? And a play that they basically told you, we get it. We're going to punt the ball back to you, but we're just going to run the clock as we do it. Bobby Bugs, there is no containment on this defense, Dave. There's not. And thanks, Bobby. And you're right. So whose fault is that? That's not a coaching issue. That's not a coaching problem. I mean, Shane Bowen, you tell me. You look at Shane Bowen and think to yourself, we're heading in the right direction defensively with this guy or this team? Because I don't. And I don't know how you could. I mean, they do have some talent. Now, I know that they're all banged up. I know that Adebo didn't play. I know that Holland didn't play. I know that Banks is not worthy of playing. But you still have some decent players up front. And you can't stop the run at all. And that was a theme last year. And that's a theme this year. And yeah, sure, the sexy thing is, oh, we got guys that can get to the quarterback. Sure, you do. But if you can't stop the run, it's not going to matter. They ran for 276 yards. That's high school football. That's like when Alabama plays Middle Tennessee State. That's what happens. Not when NFL teams play. Not when the Giants play the Eagles. Remember what they did to the running game last time out? They shut it down. Well, today the Eagles smacked you in the face and said, we're going to take the football, we're going to run it down your throat, and there's nothing you can do about it. And then you're going to get people who call into this show tomorrow and call into my radio show in the morning, the officials. Oh, the officials. Yeah, the officials sucked. They did. They were bad. That's a fumble. That is a fumble when Hurts tries to push forward on that play. Absolutely every day of the week. But that didn't cost the Giants the win. The Giants cost the Giants the win. I mean, look at this. Look at this. The ball is being ripped out. Thibodeau had it, and they replayed it. And you know what's so funny is Fox did everything in their power to try to make it look like, all right, guys, let's defend the officials a little bit. They say the whistle was blown. So they play it back with the audio, and they play it back, and the ball is out. Thibodeau has it lying on the ground, and then you hear the whistle. The officiating was brutal in this game. Brutal in this game, but it's not why the Giants lost this football game. It's not. The Giants lost this football game because the Giants played like crap. Period. End of paragraph. That's it. And you can talk about it till you're blue in the face. And you like to see Jackson Dart. And he's going to be a good quarterback. But he's still going through that growing process and that maturation process. And it feels like he's kind of doing it by himself right now. David Carlson, at what point does Dable lose the players? Or has that already happened? I don't think he's lost the players. I really don't. Today was my worst fear. Because I sat here and I asked the question all week long to the different people that I talked to. And, you know, I talked to Jordan Renan away from this show. And I said, how concerned should I be that losing that game in Denver, there'd be a carryover? And we talked to the license plate guy about it on Friday. He's like, no. These are professionals and they will be fine. Well, it didn't look fine to me. It looked like the Giants kind of, came out in a fog, to be quite frank with you. I mean, first play of the game, 65 yards, touchdown. We're never in this game. Now you scored the touchdown. It's a nice play. It's creative. I mean, Scadaboo on the touchdown pass, but this game was non-competitive. It really, from the jump, the Giants got absolutely blitzed in this game against a better football team. I could have dealt with a loss better than I can deal with a loss like that. Like you lose the game 24-20 and you compete and you give everything you have and you say, man, they played as well as they can play. They lost to a better team. You know what? So be it. So be it. But that's not what it was today. They were outclassed. They were beaten to a pulp by a team that's good. But you look like garbage today. Bronx Chef, how do we fix the secondary? It was terrible. Well, I don't think you fix it now. I don't think you fix it for now to the rest of the season. I mean, the only hope you have is that Holland gets back and Adebo gets back and you get some guys that are better players back in the secondary, but you have to fix it in the offseason. The thing that's amazing to me is that the issues that you have are always issues. Like you came into the season thinking to yourself, we have one stud receiver. And you did, and you lost him, and now you have none. You came into the season saying, boy, offensive line, I don't know. I know Thomas is great. He is great. But I don't know about these other guys, and they're not good. Secondary, man, I'm not sure. And it still is not very good. Defensive line, they don't really stop the run very well. And you see it again. It's like the same crap year after year after year. Well, how does it get better? I mean, if you can't hit on your on the seventh pick in the draft with Evan Neal, and you can't hit on the 25th pick in the draft with Deonte Banks, And you can't hit with, the first, I don't know, 33, 34, whatever John Michael Schmitz was. Like, how many misses before you start to point fingers at the general manager? I mean, we're now 3 full years that the Giants are irrelevant by the time we get to Halloween. Well, how is that okay? That every season, I mean, Wellington Mara saw a lot of garbage football in his life. And his big thing, his big edict was, get me to December with a chance at the postseason. Well, 2023, December, no chance. 2024, December, no chance. 2025, December, no chance. Halloween, no chance. You tell me if this is living up. And this is not the Yankees, where you get fans that go, oh, if they don't win the World Series, it's a failure. Can I get a whiff, a sniff of the postseason? And I don't want to hear, well, the Jets. I don't want to be the Jets. I don't want to be anywhere near the garbage that is the Jets. I want to get close to a postseason berth. I know you said, well, in 22. Yeah, well, you know what? 23, 24, 25. Awful season, worst season, awful season. Same regime, same coach, same defense, same crap. Whit Martindale can leave. I can't. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. I'll be here way after Brian Daboll is gone. I'll be here way after Joe Schoen is gone. This is awful to watch this continuously. UBS Calzone, where's Dexter Lawrence's impact this year? It's a great question. Dexter Lawrence has just not been the same player. And I talked to somebody during training camp that said he's a little out of shape, not in the best shape, and we'll see. But he has not been very good this season. Now, I'm not pointing the finger at him saying he's the reason that the Giants defense is so bad. The one guy that I look at, I'm like, man, you get his A effort every single game is Brian Burns. Had another sack today, 10 on the year. Is phenomenal. He really is. But this is not acceptable. I mean, watching Philadelphia start going up the middle, bounce wide, and probably laughing at themselves, thinking, there's no one here. And picking up 5, 7, 8, 10 yards a carry. It's unacceptable. Dallas Goedert. I mean, all you have to do is have a decent tight end. God knows what George Kittle does to the Giants next week. All you have to do is have a decent, get that off the screen, is have a decent tight end. And you're going to eat the Giants' lunch. Nico, I want to see you. Why did you do that? Why did you do that?
It was a conjoined effort.
No. Then I want to see Steve also. A back room here and smack you in the ass. Why would you do that? Both of you.
Steve thought
it
was funny.
You think it's funny?
It was a
little bit.
It's funny. Yeah. All right. Good. So your team wins a football game, and now you're all high and mighty. Now
I came into the office. He had his chest puffed out.
That's just not true.
I mean, listen. Godspeed to you. Congratulations. I'm thrilled for you. I'm thrilled for your family. I'm thrilled for the Jets fan base. You deserved every ounce of excitement that you got in that win today. But don't put up garbage like that. Don't put up go birds. I don't want to see that.
Sure.
Won't happen again. You're better than that.
It was me.
It was you?
It was me.
I'll take the fault.
It was me.
It was you?
It was the Giants fan.
I asked Steve, I said, should I put that up? He goes, yeah, do it.
Why would either of you think that was a good idea?
Honestly, I wanted to see the reaction.
Of you guys think
I wanted to see the reaction.
Well, you got is this the reaction you wanted?
It was the reaction.
So if I smack you in the face on the way out, is that what you're looking for too?
If we can record it, yep.
So I can smack you in the face on the way out if you can record it.
Yeah, and post.
Yeah, all right.
I'll record.
Okay, I'm sure you will. Okay, if you, I want you to sign a waiver.
Fine.
Because I have very firm hands, very firm.
I'm ready.
All right, I'm gonna smack you, and if I hit the jugular and you pass out, that's not my fault.
No, it's not. I'll sign a waiver.
All right, go away now. You have any other questions or comments you can throw up on the screen? That would be phenomenal. Not the Go-Birds crap. Yeah, Anthony Panzano. Where's Abdul Carter? Carter's playing well. I know that it doesn't show up in the stats, and you're not seeing sacks from him, but he's playing well. There was one play, in fact, where Burns got the sack, and they said that should be credited to Abdul Carter. Like he is making an impact on this game. He is. I know that you don't look at the stats, and some people are stats people, right? All they do is look at stats, and that's fine. And if that's all you do, then you're going to look at Abdul Carter and be like, the guy's doing nothing. But, I mean, you heard Giants coaches. We had Bob Pop on that Monday. And I said the Eagles coaches, remember that Thursday night game that Carter had no tackles, no sacks, and no assisted tackles? And yet they were talking to the Eagles coaching staff, and they said, this guy is a beast. Well, why would a coaching staff of the opposing team sit here and tell you this guy is a beast if it's all on stats? It's clearly not. ML True Crime disgusted to call him my brother. Yeah, Nico, you're disgusting right now. Your own family is turning against you. I had put you in my will. Like, I didn't want to tell you this, but you were in my will. My wife got the bulk. My kids will also get, and then it went like a couple other people that I'm close to, and then you. Now, it wasn't a large amount, but it was something. I'm going to have to revisit that when I get home tonight. I am disgusted with you right now. Cherry Coke Nixon, lots of chatter on social media, about the blatantly bad officiation, should get a legal investigation related to recent sports scams. Well, you guys are willing to fall into anything. They should not get an investigation into it. Now, the officiating was bad. If you want to punish those officials, fine. But they're not throwing games. They're not intentionally helping Philadelphia. Philadelphia doesn't need help. They didn't need help. They're the better team. And the Giants have nobody to blame but themselves. The lazy fan, the unintelligent fan will pop on here and be like, officiating, awful. That's why they lost. No. The Giants lost because they can't stop the run. The Giants lost because they put up 13 points when it really mattered, and then they scored a late, meaningless touchdown. The Giants lost because the Giants lost, not because the officiating was awful. The Giants lost because Philadelphia racked up 276 yards on the ground. 276. The Giants lost because Hurts went 15 to 20, and 4 of those 15 were for touchdowns. That's why the Giants lost. You can sit here and you can bemoan, oh, the Giants lost because of this, they lost because of that, or they lost. No, the Giants lost this game because of the Giants. Not because of the officiating, not because of the coaching, not because of anything outside. They got taken to the woodshed during this game today. And that's it. Look at the stats. Philadelphia had more rushing yards than the Giants had total yards. All right? And what more do you need to hear than that? Philadelphia had more rushing yards than the Giants had total yards. If that's not an indictment, and the Giants didn't even turn the football over, and they allowed 38 points in this game. They got beaten from pillar to post. You guys have a couple of the tweets that you wanted to show up on the screen before we say goodbye and get ready for tomorrow's biggest episode tomorrow at 1 o'clock. If you'd like to, of course you can. Jordan Renan, my buddy, texted him earlier tonight. Scadaboo will undergo surgery tonight at a local hospital in the Philadelphia area. That is per the Giants. That is ankle surgery, and obviously he will be out for the remainder of the season. The only thing I'll say you can take, and it sounds like Malik Neighbors is going to have his surgery this week as well. The swelling has gone down on that knee enough that they can do the ACL repair. I guess the only thing that you can take and say, hey, at least we have this is, you know what Neighbors is. You know what Scadaboo is. You know those guys will be back next season. So that is reason for some semblance of excitement. But you got 9 more games to go this year. Was there another one that you wanted to throw up on the screen before we say goodbye during this episode? Because I'm having a really great time. Pat Leonard, the Giants under Shane and Dable are 5-20 in their last 25 football games. And you know what the amazing thing is? One of them we sat here horrified by. The win against the Colts. Everybody was hoping they lost. So really, it's like 4-20. Because that one win, I didn't even count it as a win. It was almost a loss. So of the games you're trying to win, they've won 4 in the last 24 games. Welcome to Giants football. It is brutal. 2-6. Stop giving me your toughest battles. How are you still alive? And that's where we are. But we persevere because we're fans of this team. All right. Instagram, TikTok, at DR Giants Obsession. Twitter, at DRNYGO. Spotify, Dave Rothenberg's Giants Obsession. Like us, subscribe to us on YouTube. That's the important thing. Become a member on YouTube. That's important as well. We'll do this all over again tomorrow, 1 o'clock Eastern. It's going to be a lot of fun. You won't want to miss it because Giants football trending in the right direction. Rothenberg with you right here on Dave Rothenberg's Giants Obsession. So if you like that live stream, check out this video or the other live streams. And of course, don't forget to subscribe.